Good evening everyone and welcome to the third season of the Renault Megane Trophy as part of season 19 here at NXTGEN Racing. What a great time to be back as part of the Renault Megane Trophy sponsored by PowerMax Racing. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be commentating again on this wonderful series. For those that don't know me, though, new to the league, I'm JackTM53. I'm going to be your commentator for this season. And boy, do we have one heck of a lobby 2 for this season. We've got a number of returning drivers who've been stalwarts of the championship for the last 3 seasons. We've got some new faces in as well, in some new liveries too. We've got a lot to cover in the next few minutes and so. Now, qualifying is due to start any minute now as 18:05 does some donuts there. So what I'm going to do, may as well strike while the iron's hot. We just come out of the zone there, we pop in, go into the race settings, let's crack on with qualifying. So 10 minutes into this qualifying session, so there we go, we've just initiated that. And for those that don't know the format, who don't know the series, the Renault Megane, it's a fantastic car, 359 brake horsepower going to the rear wheels of the car. And obviously the weight isn't that much either, so a lot of sliding, a lot of cars fighting for grip all over, I'm fairly certain of it. So we've got drivers just coming out of the pit lane at the moment, but we'll go through the drivers shortly. And we've got some great drivers in tonight. I'm really looking forward to seeing how some of the returning drivers get on for this season. I'm sure that's going to be a big contention for debate as who is probably the pre-season favourite, but let's go through the drivers, and the one who's been on the screen so far, he's got the most screen time currently, CRT Pip Didyar. He's one of the CRT drivers. Good to have CRT back with us again for another season, and a new driver, a debutant, so look at seeing how he gets on in that Dread sponsored car there. A couple of other drivers we'll go through. So we got Seamus is back, good to see him. He's taken over a new livery as well, so all the drivers now are sort of filtering their way through, so it's going to be a little bit more awkward than what I'd originally planned to just try and scroll through each driver. Thanks GT Sport for that. So 55.8 as well, he's back in the works car, good to see him in a new livery, that number 82 there. Big Z, again, he did a half season last time out in season 18, he's back for a full crack at the championship, certainly one to watch, as is the 55.8. Slow Seamus, so I've already mentioned, he's going to be gunning for potentially more race wins this season. We've got, I believe, Mike Edwards in the 3M car, the number 13. Hopefully that's a lucky number for him as he goes through turn number 11. Subertus there, one of the returners, flying off the circuit as he went through turn 11. Got a couple of podiums last season, did Bertus, so certainly don't rule him out, he's going to be up there. Shadow Stalker as well, he's going to be involved in the championship. So he's got a new livery in the garage floor tile company car. It's a nice livery that, actually. I think it suits Shadow Stalker relatively well. Martin JL09, who's new to the championship. He just set provisional practice best time earlier in that Sales I car that you can see there, number 28. So interested to see how he gets on this season, the debutant. Mark Parker, quite literally, is back in the championship. Another CRT driver, the fast car livery that's going on there. Just got a hello from Mikey Rapscallion in the Twitch chat. Hello to you. Hope you enjoy the stream tonight. Roving Island, CRT as well. He's back for this season. Just made a little cameo at the end of last season. Really excited to see how he gets on. Danzo has taken over the Adrian Flux car. The number 44. Not in the Tang Tools car anymore. He's in that Adrian Flux Renault Megane livery there, you can see that. Shadow Stalker we've covered. 1805, certainly going to be a driver to keep an eye out for this season. Not won a race last season, he didn't win a race, but tell you what, he certainly has the ability to do so. He has won a couple of podiums in the past, he got pole position as well in the first season. He's got the speed. Can he get a first race win this season? That's going to be one of the underlying stories. D10 Piper, another driver who's joined for the series. Interesting to see how he gets on, another debutant in that Zerkatech sponsored car. Hopefully he gets on quite well with the series. Quite literally a very late entrance. Only signed up today, I believe. But we will give you more information about these drivers as and when we receive them. Snav, we know, a returning favourite. He's back for this season. Still no race wins for Snav this season, but I tell you what, he's another driver who has a potential ability to get one. So let's see how he gets on this season, and hopefully now he'll decide he wants to qualify during the sessions, unlike the second half of last season. Last debutant who's in for tonight, and you can see he's in a different livery, and there's a reason for that. Duds ZCF14. Normally he'd be running a normal livery, but again, another late sign up. A couple of issues with the livery being applied, so he's running just at green and black for the time being. Hopefully either that's a GT Sport problem or it's just not corrected itself, but we'll soon find out how everyone gets on in this championship. We've got a lot to look forward to, a lot of unknowns effectively about who's going to be setting the fastest times, who's going to be winning this championship, who the favourite is, you know, with new drivers coming in. And there we go, Martin JL09 has just gone and set provisional pole, but hey, there's still a number of drivers yet to come through. Just going through halfway through the session now. At the moment, 5 minutes 20 odd to go. Like I said earlier, it's a 10-minute qualifying session. We have those all the way through the season. We do have top 4 championship reverse grids, but they won't be applied until rounds 3, 6 and 9. For anyone who's wondering what those reverse grids are, basically the top 4 in the championship, what they do is, if when they get to round 3, if they're in the top 4 positions, they get their positions reversed on the grid. They won't be allowed to qualify, and they have to try and fight their way from the back, so that's going to be exciting to see. Following on from qualifying then, 10 minutes, we have a 20-minute race as well. I think that's seen Suburtus has just gone a little bit out of the way there through the corner. So currently at the moment, provisional pole D10 Piper at the moment is going off to Narnia by the looks of it, as he goes through turn number 4, just coming out of the Mercedes arena. He's going a little bit quicker, 700ths faster than his best. Martin's in second currently. CRT Pip Didjar is in third place in that Dread sponsored car, a car that we didn't see last season really in the Megane, so it's nice to see a nice new shade of colour and vibrance into the lobby. It's nice to see a bright coloured car. It's always good to see those on the grid. Biggsy's in fourth, currently the leading return driver in the opening 4 minutes. The top 3 all debutants. Snav's in fifth. He's on a personal best or purple sector in the first one, as it just flashed up. Bertus is 6th, Seamus is 7th. Pip Didjar's just gone a little bit quicker. There's the 55.8 in 8th place. Had some speed last season, did the 55.8, just didn't quite get the results that he would have been expecting. You know, he did qualify in 3rd and 4th place last season on 2 occasions, just didn't get the results, so a bit more consistency from him. You might see him fighting for podiums. He's got that certain ability to do so. Biggsy just in the pits in the Hampshire car. It's going to be different to try and get used to someone else driving the Hampshire car. Usually it's D Whitehouse, but he's in lobby 1 now thanks to his championship victory last season. As is Timmy DJG94. He's also in the in lobby 1 now as well, which is commentated on by CJW Racing. You can take part in. 3 minutes to go now in the session though, and it's still D10 Piper currently leading the way. 18.05, big slide going through turn 1. Bertus in 9th, Shadowstalker 10th. Good showing from Shadowstalker. 1.5 seconds off the pace. That's very competitive from Shadowstalker in that newly liveried car. He used to drive the Geisen one. He's now in that Garage Floor Tire Company one, the number 99 driver. It's a nice livery that, actually, I have to say, with the new updated sponsor decals on there. It's a nice one, nice looking car on the grid, that. There's Mark Parker, he's 11th, Danzo's 12th, Mike Edwards 13th currently. Roving Island 14th, and Duds just coming round the final corner now. Looks like he's going to improve on this lap, so we'll stay with him as he comes to the line. And he does, he moves up to 12th. Good lap time from Duds. So Duds moves up to 12th there in that temporary green and black livery. And he should have enough time to get 2 more laps in. So this is the critical moment now in qualifying. D10 Piper still leading the way. He's got 2 tenths to Martin JL09. I'm just going to call him Martin from now on. Pip Didjar. It's going to be a bit of a mouthful to say. He's just going on to his final lap now. He's got 1 minute 43 left in the session, so we'll soon find out how he gets on. Seamus has now moved up to 3rd in the Geisen car. And Martin has just gone provisional pole. That's on a 1:59.8. So the first driver into the 59s in lobby 2. That's a good pace from the Sales I driver. On his debut in the league tonight, this is a good showing so far from him. D10 Piper, he will have another lap at this as well. Let's watch him as he goes through the final corner, through turn 16. So he gets on, runs over that exit curb. Is he going to improve? Not quite. He's 2 tenths slower. He's got 18.05 ahead of him as well. 18.05 currently lapping in the 2-minute ones. He's just had a little bit of a wiggle going into the braking zone. He's run wide. And he's going to potentially, I hope he doesn't impede D10 Piper too much. He's still on our lap though. So a little bit of a wobble for 18.05. The driver's already pushing in this session, try and get up the field. Seamus is third still. Pip Didjar's fourth after those two have now swapped positions. 55.8, putting in a similar showing like he did last season, qualifying being a strong point for him. And he's a 10.5 up currently as we go through the famous Schumacher S. I think he's got Martin just behind him. 1.5 seconds off the pace currently, 55.8. The Bigsy's still in the pit, so I think that's game over for him for today's session in qualifying. Danzo in 7th. Yet to have a podium is Danzo in the series currently, so he'll be hoping to try and put rights to that. It's his third season now in the league. Snav's in 8th. It's very close in the midfield, and wow, it's exceptionally close in the midfield. You've got Shadowstalker who's just ghosting. I think he's slowing down, so that's his lap over. 1.8 off the pace. And wow, from 5th to 11th, they're separated by 2.5 tenths in the midfield. That's an incredible performance. Pip Didjar, though, he's in 4th. 55.8's just gone quicker. Goes within 1.1 seconds behind Martin. Qualifying is over now as well. Let's not forget, Bigsy's gone back on track, but that's it. Danzo coming towards the line. He improved. He goes up to 6th. It's a good lap time from him. Parker's come across the line. Roving Island's just gone quicker as well. So he couldn't get himself off the bottom of the table there. Bertus has gone quick. He's done a 2-minute 1.5. That puts him 7th. Who else is still on our lap currently? Someone's got a little bit sideways. Oh, that's D10 Piper trying to go quicker. He's not going to improve now. And 18.05, he's not improving. Shadowstalker, no, he's not improving either. I don't think. Duds is still on a lap. Duds is the last one on a lap. There's someone else coming towards the penultimate, or rather the final corner now. I still think he's on a lap. So we'll stay with Duds for the time being because I don't want to flick through all the drivers. But as it stands, Martin JL is on pole. Snav goes quicker. What a time from Snav. Gets himself right up into the mix. In 3rd place does Snav. That's a very strong showing from Snav in qualifying. Good to see him up through the field there. Best ever qualifying position when he's had to qualify. When everyone's had to qualify was 2nd way back in season 17. What about Duds? Can he come towards the line? Yes, he does, but he doesn't improve. That is qualifying over. On his debut then, Martin JL09 is on pole. Great performance from the Sales I driver. So here we go then. Into the race itself. It's a very quick turnaround. You've got the Sales I driver Martin on the right hand side of your screen. D10 Piper's on that 2nd place. On his 2nd row, Snav and Slow Seamus, and so on and so forth further down the grid. A lot of colour, a lot of brightness. Let's get on with it. 20 minutes on the right hand side. Here come the numbers. And the race is live here from Nurburgring GP, and it's a very good start from Martin. Piper's gone backwards. Snav's up to 2nd already. Piper's already dropping further down the field. He's got to be under pressure now from Danzo as they come into turn number 1. Martin has a clear track. Snav. Oh, contact between the two. Seamus has gone flying off circuit. Unbelievable. Piper went with him. Something happened there hugely. I think it involved 18.05. He's just slowed down. You can tell he's letting the back through. I'm not certain what happened under the brakes, but unfortunately it's wiped out D10 Piper and Slow Seamus already. Oh, that's a great shame already in that opening sequence. I'm just going to come back into the lobby so we can get all the stats up. Pip Didjar trying to pressure Mark Parker, who's had a fantastic start as Mark Parker up to 5th place already. Great show. Great launch from Pip Didgeot, but he's gone too deep. Up the inside goes Parker. He's gone too much on the accelerator, though. A little bit round. And Pip Didgeot's gone further down the back. I don't know if there was contact. Edwards is up to 6th, though. 55.8, 7th. Duds is 8th. Starting from way down the field. Roving Island was last at one point. He's 9th already as we come round turn number 8. Great start for him. Bigsy's 10th. Pip Didgeot's down to 11th after that little overtake that didn't quite come off. Shadowstalker in 12th currently. Piper's not too far behind. He's got time to make up, as has Seamus. So they're not as far behind as they thought it might have been. I reckon, though, 18.05, something's happened on the brakes. And it's just sent him into the back of everyone at the lap. But Martin, great start for him. He was aided by the fact that D10 Piper didn't get the best of starts. And he's off and up the road already. He's 1.2 on Snav. Snav hasn't had a podium for some time. Looking at the last time Snav had a podium was round 2 last season at Laguna Seca. So, bit of work to do. Danzo up into 3rd. Great performance from him. But, as always, attached to his rear bumper is Suburtus. These two got a lot of history in this series. Absolutely will be going hammer and tongs for a potential first podium of the season. And in Danzo's case, a first ever podium in the Megane series. Parker's in 5th. He's under pressure now from Mike Edwards, who's looking up the inside into turn 1. He's still there, the door's open. Oh, contact from the 55.8. Got the braking all wrong. Rightfully so, 55.8's backed off. It's giving Duds a chance to try and go around the outside in that temporary green and black livery. Looking at a potential move, doesn't quite work. Pip Didgeot is now on the inside as they come and approach into turn 3. Bit of contact between the two. Little bits and pieces of contact, a little bit of race rustiness trying to be shaken off there, is what I'd say it is. I've got another Zerkatech car just flying off in the background there as they went coming out of the Mercedes arena. Still side by side, the two green cars going through turn number 6. And Duds just about holds on. Pip Didgeot looking for that move up the inside, a little bit of contact again. Pip Didgeot, rightfully so, just slots himself back in, doesn't want to gain an advantage, but Bigsy now looking for that opportunity. And in fact, he's suffered there as Pip Didgeot, and he's down into 10th place. Bigsy just trying to make sure he doesn't run too deep, but unfortunately he has. Pip Didgeot straight back up the inside. Little bit of door rubbing between the two as they come out of the hairpin and up to Schumacher S. Fantastic races so far already. Side by side through the Schumacher S. This is going to be exceptionally tight. They've still managed to get through. Here comes D10 Piper now up on the outside. Little bit of flashing of the lights, little bit of door banging again as Bigsy gets overtaken around the outside from Piper. That was a very impressive move. Wow, what a start. So, that is how it's Roving Island, a little bit wide, coming out of the corner there, coming out of turn number 12. Got to be careful on that one. Seamus on his recovery, he's just got past Shadowstalker. A little bit of awkward moment for the two of them there. They nearly crashed into one another and took each other out. Last thing you want to do, Shadowstalker looking for the inside, not quite. Seamus stays ahead. So Martin now off and up the road at the moment. Absolutely flying currently. Couple of comments in the Twitch chat so far. G Marge just wishing on everyone in CRT good luck, and D Whitehouse has commented saying he misses lobby 2 already. Well, that's what you get for winning a championship, Dave. Martin currently though in the lead, 3 seconds to the good after 3 laps, flying at the moment. Snav, good start to his championship, he's in 2nd at the moment. Danzo's got a little bit of a gap to 4th. He's on a podium currently, but there's still 3 courses of the race left to go. Bertus is 4th. Parker in 5th. This is a fantastic drive so far from Mark Parker. His best ever result in the series, from what I can remember, is 7th place at Autopolis last season. He's on course to beat that currently. Edwards is there 6th, but he's got a lot of pressure from the 55.8, and this is where we're going to focus our attention for the next few laps. There's a huge train of cars currently going through this field. There's Mike Edwards and 55.8 glued to each other at the moment. Then there's a little gap to Duds. D10 Piper now just getting past CRT Pip Didgeot at the moment, so he's now on up to 9th following his recovery drive from that earlier drama at turn number 1. Pip Didgeot's 10th, Bigsy 11th. So it just seems to have settled down a touch. The amateur driver just shadowing Pip Didgeot. Then Roving Island's in 12th. So after being inside the top 10 earlier on, he's just slipped down to 12th. But this is still a good drive from him in that Joyce design car. There's Slow Seamus in 13th, 1805 14th, and Shadowstalker 15th. So the two of the cars who were involved in that earlier accident, unfortunately, haven't quite been able to latch onto the back of the field ahead of them in the form of Seamus and 1805 at present. Shadowstalker definitely up for a fight tonight. So 5 just getting a little bit on the accelerator there as they come through the corner. Roving Island looks like he's being the bottleneck here. Seamus trying to go around the outside. This is going to promote a great opportunity for 1805. Are they going to make it 3 wide going down the main straight? I think they are. What an opportunity this is. So, which way does Roving Island look? Left or right? He's stuck right in the middle as he go into the turn 1. On the brakes they go. Who brakes latest? It's Seamus. He's up the inside. Great move. Great driving from the three of them. Here comes Shadowstalker. He's got in on the action. And he's up to 14th from all of that. But Roving Island's going to try and fight him back. A little bit on the exit does Shadowstalker run. He went a little bit over the curb there. But is he going to hold on to the line? Yes, he's got the move pretty much sorted. He's a little bit sideways though. Here comes Roving Island. Is there going to be enough room for them to go up the inside? No, there's not. He's still there though. A little bit of lag from Shadowstalker. Hopefully that can clear up. But 15th it is, and unfortunately for Roving Island, through all of that, he went from 12th to 15th in one fell swoop. Meanwhile, back in the fight for the midfield, Mike Edwards has been overtaken by D10 Piper, who's carving his way through the field in that Zerkatech car at the moment. He's up now behind the 55-8, who's driving that works car that Timmy had last season. A lot of comments saying go Duds from a couple of people in the chat there. Good to see support for Duds. He's doing well so far. He's in the top 10 on his debut. He's got to be careful. He's got Pip Didger not far behind. Oh, Pip Didger a little bit too wide. Where's Bigsy in all of this? He's right there. He's got a good run. That's very aggressive from Pip Didger. Move across. He's allowed one move. Bigsy looking for the opportunity. Don't think he's quite going to get it. Oh, I say that right. Well, Duds was a little bit late on early on the brakes there, but nothing doing. Oh, Duds a little bit sideways as he came out of the corner there. Don't want to curse him. Last thing I want to do. Bigsy's still trying to find a way past Pip Didger at the moment. And that's a good run from Bigsy. He's right at the inside. Looking further forward as well. It looks like D10 Piper has got a run on the 55-8. In fact, we'll cut forward to that. And we'll stay with Mike Edwards, who's got perfect view of this. Later on the brakes, Piper, straight move, easy as you like. Up the inside, job done. Up into 6th. Great recovery this from D10 Piper. He's going to be annoyed of what happened at the start, of course he is, but driving angrily can help sometimes. Wouldn't advise it, but it can help some of the drivers. It does certainly help them as long as they don't see the red mist and start making mistakes. So good composed driving from Mr. Piper so far. Parker's 5th still. This is a great showing. Really consistent drive from Parker. 11 minutes to go in a session. He's got to be careful doesn't hook that curb too much, because D10 Piper's going to be on his case. Meanwhile, in the fight for 3rd, Danzo, not far away from Snav, and he's not far away from Bursus. He's sandwiched quite happily in the middle. Martin is off and up the road. He's absolutely flying. He's currently 6.2 seconds clear to Snav. This is a fantastic showing from Martin. Really putting the marker down already in this series. But he leads the way. Snav is 2nd, Danzo 3rd. Burtus just looking for those lines. He'll want a podium. Danzo, no doubt, will want a podium even more than him. He's never had one, Danzo. He definitely wants one now. Piper's got past Mark Parker, so he's now up to 5th. Now he's got 6 seconds, or just under 7 seconds. He's still got to just be careful of Parker, but no move looks like into the chicane. But Piper has got 6.5 seconds practically to make up on Bursus in 10 minutes. Can he do it? Looking at the lap times, they're lapping relatively similar times, but it has to be noted that Piper has been trying to fight his way through the field. Just comes across the line now, and again he does another 2-minute 1.3. So interested to see how that goes. Meanwhile, further back, we're back in the trainer cars again. Oh my days. So Seamus now on the outside of Pip Didger as they approach turn number 1. Pip Didger later on the brakes. Turns in, bit of contact between the two. Seamus looking for a way through, but didn't quite work on the outside. Bigsy's also part of this train, as is 1805. You can see the damage on 1805's car there. Pip Didger looking for a move up the inside of Duds. Not quite there. So, a lot of action already in the opening 10 minutes. A lot of scrambling going on. Shadowstalker currently leading the fight of the bottom 3. So he's first 8, Romanized for 55-8 again. Down in 15th. So he's gone off somewhere. Got to work on this consistency is 55-8. He's got the speed. But meanwhile, this is absolutely chaos town now is where we're at with these 5 cars. All within one shot practically. And at the moment, it's Duds who's got the sort of head of the train. I think Mike Edwards is just a bit far enough ahead. It's not being involved. Burtis is up to 3rd. What's happened there? Burtis is 3rd. He's trying to go around the outside of Danzo as they go through turn number 12. He's on the inside as they go through the right-hander, and he's through. He's past. Oh, there's a little bit of shuffling, and Danzo gets muscled out and down to 4th. This is not over for between these two. Right, back to the main players in the midfield. Duds is still in 8th. He's got Pip Didger right behind him. Might as well just call him Pip from now on. He's looking for a potential move on the outside through turn number 13. We'll stay with Seamus. He's got a good view of all this. Ooh, little bit of a squeeze going on from Pip Didger there. Cuts over the curb. Might get a time penalty for that. Very aggressive with his moves is Pip Didger so far. He's got to be a bit wary. He doesn't go too far on the side of aggression. Seamus looking for this opportunity now, though. They're all going to be in the slipstream one another. 1805's dropped back from all of this. So here we go then, down towards turn number 1. 7 minutes 30 practically to go. Pip Didger heavily defends as they approach turn 1. Duds outbreaks him. Pip Didger leans into the corner. This is a great opportunity for Seamus. He's managed to jump himself up into 8th. Can he hold on, or is Duds going to get him back? Duds gets him back. Where's Pip Didger in all this? He's just there in 10th. He's looking for a move, but not quite. A little bit of contact. Seamus is back up the inside now. Now for the outside for turn number 4. This is fantastic. Here comes Pip Didger, but he can't quite get past Seamus. Seamus, though, glued to the back of Duds currently. What a scrap these 3 are having. Wow, fantastic so far. A little bit of a wiggle for Seamus mid-corner. He's just looking like now is Seamus, just getting himself back into the rhythm that he needs to be in. He's certainly got the speed to be higher than where he is at the moment, but it's just took him a little bit of time to reset and get going again. Duds showing well on his debut though at the moment. Really good defensive driving. Holding on to that 8th place currently. Mike Edwards having a good showing just in front of him, the other debutant. He's really had a nice sort of calm race compared to Duds, who's now got the outside line, and sure enough Seamus goes straight through up into 8th place. But Duds, really good play from him so far, definitely giving himself a good showing. He's got a lot of supporters in tonight who I'm certain are going to be happy with his performance so far. There's Mike. He's closing that gap on Parker, who I think Parker now might end up being fighting with Mike. This is going to give him a good chance. Here comes Mike now, the number 53 driver. Oh, Mike looking for a little switch back. Ooh, very close to the wall there. Seamus is just gapped Duds now. So this is going to become a new battle for position. I'm conscious of the battle for 3rd at the moment as well. And Parker going defensive. He's braked very, very early. This is a chance for Mike Edwards to try and go around the outside. Can he make the move stick? Not quite. There's Seamus. Oh, Mike's got a little bit deep. Here comes Seamus now at the inside. Touch of contact. Bit of door rubbing, surely enough. He's on the inside. Mike Edwards squeezes the door. And Seamus took a slower line there just to make sure there was avoidance of contact. I'm sure he doesn't want any more of that. He's got a second penalty for that, and I think that's a bit harsh. I have to say, that's a bit harsh for Seamus. He didn't deserve that. He was avoiding the squeeze from Mike. But nonetheless, he's got to try and deal with that as best as he can. 4 minutes 50 to go in the session now. D10 Piper has ripped time. I said before, could he catch up? He's now only 1.8 behind Danzo, and there's enough time for 2 laps. So, what a race we're having at this moment in time. Good evening to Bert Fry, who's just put a comment in the chat there. 1:59.8 from D10 Piper on that last lap. Certainly proving he's no slouch in this series. So Bertus currently in third. He's got 1.2 to Danzo. Snav on his own, currently in second place, and he's put in a really good drive as Snav. This is going to be a good boost for his confidence. Like I said earlier on, he's only had, his last podium was round 2 last season at Laguna Seca, so this would be a really good performance boost for him. He'll be happy to get this result. Martin, I don't need to say any more about how well Martin's driven tonight. What a debut from him. He's been absolutely in a world of his own. And unfortunately for him, he hasn't had much TV coverage because of it, but he's driven excellently so far. Bertus, Danzo, D10 Piper now within a second. He ripped 1 second out of Danzo there, so is Danzo's quest for a podium going to go on for another round? Oh, he's going to be frustrated, but it's another good showing from him. There's Parker. Now Seamus is in 7th. He's got Duds looking to go around the outside, so Duds is up to 8th. Someone has gone off circuit somewhere. I think it's Pip Didjar's 10th. Shadowstalker up to 11th now, good showing. Overnine's 12th. Biggsy's down to 13th. Mike Edwards has gone off. And he's not just gone off, he's lost a huge chunk of time. He's lost 35 seconds. So what has happened to Mike Edwards, I wonder? Shame we don't have replays from my perspective, otherwise I'd have had a look into that one. But that's a real shame. He's driven well all the way through the races, Mike, and he's down to 15th now. Be curious to see how he gets on the rest of it. 55.8 in 14th currently. He's had a mistake somewhere on that last lap. Just consistency, that's what he's lacking. Got the speed, just the consistency needs to be worked on for the Scottish driver. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide there as well. Bigsy 13th, he's dropped down 2. Overnine's 12th. Shadowstalker, as always, drops to the back at the start and then just fights his way back through the field. So he's 11th. Pip Didjar on his debut, he's 10th currently. 18.05 and Bud's having a phenomenal fight. Now, it's not too far away from Seamus. Finishes in the top 10 though. I think Dud should be very proud of that result. Parker's in 6th. D10 Piper still in 5th. There's 1 lap to go for these drivers. Don't know if Martin might get a victory lap, Mike Martin, in terms of where he is. He's 11 seconds up the road. Bertus has got 6/10. We're going to stay with this fight. This is the final lap. Danzo has just set his best time by a country mile. He looks for the inside as he approaches turn 1. I thought he was going to make a lunge. Just going to stick with it for the time being. Go well burnt fry, thank you. Oh, Danzo again looking for that inside. Burst taking a very wide line, actually compromised himself, but Danzo hasn't capitalised the way that I thought he would. A lot of support for the CRT drivers. Good to see. I think D10 Piper might just be waiting for an opportunity if those two come together. Seamus is now right behind Mark Parker, who will be wanting to desperately hold on to that 6th place. Pip Didjar's got back past Duds, so Duds still inside the top 10. This is still a great showing from him. There's so many fights going on, it's almost impossible to try and keep up with everything. Duds now looking to try and go around and get a potential move going through turn number 5 and 6. Not quite. Couldn't quite get it set up for turn 7. He's dropped back a little bit. We're going to cut back to Bertus now because he is holding on, and look at the gap. It's closing, closing, closing ever more. Danzo, he's looking for a move. He's going to go for it on this final lap. He's looking for the inside. Bertus gives him room. Is that too much room? He's gone all over the curve as Bertus. Now, Danzo, best ever opportunity he's going to have. I want to cut forward to Martin because he's been flying, but this is a crucial fight between these two. 10 seconds left on that clock. Here comes Danzo. He's going to go and try and look for the outside. This is his opportunity. He's going to brake later. He's brake later than Bertus. He's gone around the outside. He's got it. He's got the move. Danzo's up to 3rd. Unbelievable on the final lap. Martin has taken the win. I will come back to Martin. He's driven absolutely excellently. Danzo's still holding on. Bertus has been overtaken. He's gone from 3rd to 5th on the final lap. Snav takes 2nd. Great drive. Danzo gets his 1st ever podium. Fantastic for Aging Flux driver. Fantastic for Danzo. D10 Piper takes 4th. Bertus has got 5th. Parker, what a result for him. A best ever result in the series. He takes 6th place. 18.05 is 7th. Seamus is 8th in a great drive for him. Pip Didjar on his debut, as well as does, both inside the top 10 in 9th and 10th respectively. Really good battling from those two, fantastic to watch. Shadowstalker 11th, Roving Island 12th, good debut, or rather good full debut season opening for him. Big Z 13th, 55.8 14th, and we didn't know what happened to Mike Edwards, but let's cut back because he hasn't had the coverage. Martin JL09 absolutely wiped the floor with everyone. What a marker to put down on your debut. Martin JL09 is your race winner for tonight at round 1 of the Nurburgring GP. What a race! What a race! Well done, Martin. He had the most calm race of anyone in the tonight. Wow, fantastic result. Great performance for Snav too. Only briefly covered him, but he's done really well as Snav there. That's going to be a big performance boost. Danzo, he's got his first ever podium. I'm really, really chuffed for him. He's tried so hard for so long, 3 seasons, and finally after 21 races he's got his first ever podium. He's going to be ecstatic with that. Great drive back through the pack from D10 Piper in 4th. That was a wonderful recovery from him. As well as that, you know, unfortunate for Bertis, absolutely unfortunate. But I tell you what, he's got the speed as Bertis. You know, he's in the podium fight, so let's see how he gets on for the rest of the season. Mark Parker taking his best ever result too. What a result for him. Really good result for him. Good debuts as well from Duds. As well as that, we've got also the other debutants of CRT Pip Didjar. Both had really good performances, did those two. So fantastic. What a race. Absolutely wonderful to spectate, wonderful to commentate on. And that is it for the first round of the Renault Megane Trophy. What a race we had there. I cannot wait to watch that back. It's going to be absolutely mega to see. So we'll be back, of course, later on next Thursday for the same time. We will be racing at the round 2, of course, and we will be jumping into let me just have a quick check of where we'll be at next in terms of our track list. Normally I would know off the top of my head, but at the moment for some reason I cannot quite see what the track list is, so that's a bit annoying at the moment. But we've got one heck of a season on our hands, let's be honest. We look at how everyone's performed tonight. You see how the drivers, there was so many battles on circuit. It was absolutely incredible to watch. I've almost lost my voice completely in terms of how we're getting on. So what a great race. Really, really good to see. And I'm sure that everyone is going to look forward to the rest of the season ahead. Next up on the channel in about 2-3 minutes time, we're going to be streaming the Volkswagen Scirocco League, which is going to be the supporting one. So I'll end this stream in a few moments, and then I'll start up another one for the Sciroccos. But it's got a lot to live up to. Next week, next Thursday, that's the 26th of November, we'll be racing at Alsace Village. Fantastic circuit. Going to be really interested to see how everyone gets on in these Renault Meganes. But thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. It's going to be like this for the rest of the season, I guarantee it. So do tune in on the Twitch channel, on obviously for me, for Jack TM53 Synopsis, or on YouTube. I upload all the races not long afterwards as well, so you get to watch them back too. I'll create a playlist. But tune in a few minutes time to see the Sciroccos. But wherever you might be watching in the big wide world, have a good one.